Sherwood reporting in for my weekly live relationship Q&A. I am here in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. I come on here once a week on Thursdays, noon Eastern, and I give free relationship advice or guidance, but not to be mistaken, of course, for therapy, which it is not. I was a couples therapist, a licensed couples therapist for 35 years, and I am on a mission to help in whatever way I can put to practice to help somebody with the knowledge that I've gathered. So today I want to talk about a question that's popped up 3 times this week in different forms, but here it is. How do I know if my marriage is over? And this brought me back to some of the clinical days in my couples where I would wonder myself, is this marriage before me over? And so today I'm going to talk about the 5 signs I look for. Now, they may or may not be meaningful for all relationships, so use it as some kind of a guideline of sorts if you think it's going to work for you. I am not here to tell anybody to stay or go. What I don't advocate for, however, is staying stuck. So let's get started. 5 signs your marriage may be over. The first one I look for is one or maybe both have stopped caring about whether this gets repaired or not. There is no care anymore about fixing it. Nobody wants to, or maybe only one, or maybe it's you who's asking me this question. You might be the one who's saying, I'm not interested in fixing it. This is going to be too hard. All I want is peace. When couples stop caring about fixing, that's a big problem. And it goes without saying, and maybe this ties into one of the other, this does tie into another topic, another point that I'm going to get at. But I was going to brush on this, that if only one person is trying, this is a very, very big indicator, because everybody knows, or everybody should know, it takes 2 to fix a relationship. So when asking of 5 signs that a relationship or a marriage is over, I've just talked about the first one, which is nobody or one or maybe both are no longer interested in repairing, and all they really want at this point is just peace. I just want peace. Very big difference. Okay, so if you have any questions as you're here, feel free to leave them in the comments. And if you are watching this on a replay, feel free to leave those in the comments. And I'm going to keep going. Sign number 2 that I used to look for, and I still kind of keep this in mind when I'm making content for you. You don't feel like yourself anymore. There's this sense that I am empty, I am bled dry, I am angry all the time when I'm not even an angry person, where I am like constantly resentful, and that's not me. And I just don't like how I feel. I don't like how I behave. I don't like how I am showing up in life. This is just not me. That's a big sign. It's a big worry for me if people are feeling that way, and most of it, if not all of it, is to do with how hard their relationship is. So I will answer that question. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so number 2, okay, so I got to that one. When staying, this is part of that same number 2, though. If staying means the only way you can stay is if you shrink and you're disappearing. Pro tip, marriages, relationships are far from that. It's the opposite. A good, healthy relationship makes you actually really like who you are. I know that's a whole other live and a whole other topic. All right, so I talked number two. I talked about number three. I think so. To number three, I don't even know what number I'm on anymore. The same problem keeps coming up, but only one person is carrying the whole thing. Let me echo myself from about 3 seconds ago. It takes two to fix. And if there's one problem that keeps coming up and there is only one person trying to fix it, this is a worry. Now, again, I don't believe in absolutes because relationships and human beings and couples are very complex beings. And so, again, take everything I am giving you with a grain of salt. I am speaking in big generalities. So I'm glad you're here. Hi, Sarah. All right. So, number 4. And this one is more. Oh, I see it so much. I can read it in the comments that it's present. Number 4, sign that the relationship may be over. Again, no absolutes. You no longer feel emotionally safe to be honest. What does that mean? It means that when you want to tell the truth, you know, or you feel it in your gut that it's going to go the way it usually goes, where you get punished for speaking up. Maybe you get a silent treatment. Maybe you get somebody who walks out. Maybe you get someone who attacks you. When if being honest and saying no to something you deeply need to say no to, or saying yes to something that really feels like something you must say, and it goes against your partner's, and and you don't feel like you could do that anymore, that's a concern. I'm not saying that is a definite true reason that you must not, that it is over, but pay attention to these patterns. It's very important to pay attention to patterns, not just one-offs, because one-offs, two-offs, they happen all the time. All right. And the number 5 on signs that relationship or your marriage may be over, again, no absolutes. You've been more afraid of things staying the same than you are of leaving. If you find yourself sitting there and thinking, I actually did a video on this, the one question you should ask, which is, if nothing changes here in the next 5 years, can I handle that? And so if your feelings are so heavy about the despair and about where you believe the certainty is that things are not going to change because they never have, if that is so big, but the fear of living in that is bigger than leaving, that's a pretty big tell. Now, when I say that things may be over, it might mean the lying, and not the lying to each other necessarily, but the lying to yourself might be over. It might be just you saying, it's not that the marriage is over, the relationship is over. It's that I am over with shrinking myself, and I am over with not being real anymore. So these are, there's a big difference between, yes, the relationship, maybe it says the relationship as I believed it to be is no longer that. And now I have to make some big decisions and I have to kind of revisit. I have all kinds of content on other things to help you understand various parts of your relationship. I've done 2 or 3 now on the issue of respect, and I will link some of that here, so you will have it in the end screen at the conclusion of this live, and I will also put it in the comments. There was a comment earlier. If you have any questions, now is an excellent time. I didn't catch a message earlier, but it may have been something to do with intimacy. And I'm not sure, again, I just started thinking about intimacy anyway, and it depends on what you mean by intimacy. If we're talking about the emotional intimacy, feeling close and feeling emotionally safe, or if you are talking about the bedroom intimacy, where nothing is happening there anymore. I have 2 videos on that. One is to understand what is happening with me. Why do I no longer want that activity? And also, why does my husband not want activity? So there is a lot there. And I think it's very, very important that we remember relationships are not supposed to make us feel bad about ourselves. They're not meant for that. They're not. Now, we are responsible for our own self-development, self-growth, self-healing, all of that. But we must not be with someone who crushes our spirit and makes us feel less. A lot of this now, this is what's complicated, because when I've had couples in front of me, it's not been well, she did this, so therefore he did that, and this makes it all a mess. Because sometimes the thing that one identifies as a problem is actually the solution that this one has come up with. And sometimes there is all kinds of interpretation or misinterpretation, and but anyway, I'm saying on the whole, the pattern should never be that you feel crappy about yourself a good part of the time and you can't seem to relax in the relationship, and there is anyway, I talked about the 5 things. So let me know if you have any questions as you peruse this later, or if you were kind of here earlier and you had something to say about it. And either way, I would like to thank you all. Thank you specifically, you who are right here watching this, whether it's future or right this second as I'm recording it. I want to thank you for spending some time and reading and asking some questions. Oh, hello. Okay, sorry, I was about to sign off, but I'm glad a question popped up. Hello, my question: where do you see this economy going with this administration? Will it get worse or will it recover for this nation? Unfortunately, I am nowhere near an expert, and so I must decline to answer that. It's not my wheelhouse, and anything I say is just pure speculation that is based on nothing. I am not the smartest person to answer that one. I do wish peace. I wish people could have, an easy life, and I wish that for everyone. So if you have any questions, do let me know. If it's something especially that is within my wheelhouse to answer, I most certainly will. I wish you well, and I wish you peace, and I hope to see you again in some of my videos or at the live next week. Take care.